Oh, I think preferably I prefer like traditional buildings to modern.
What do you like about
But
them?
traditional, I just feel that there's some sort of like rawness and like coziness to them, whereas modern is more like blocky and like rigid. Like that. I just feel like depending on the place, city, modern buildings are gonna look better in some areas and traditional is gonna look better in other places.
I think they can coexist, but there's places that should just be modern and places that should just be traditional.
What kind of places?
Well, I think if an area is like newly constructed, then it would be a bit like odd. Also, in some places you need more ethical building and eco-friendly building, and a lot of traditional buildings don't really have that anymore.
I feel like it can look good, but sometimes it could look bad. I like traditional because I feel like it's a lot more detailed, but nowadays it's really like plain and kind of grey. But before they had like these beautiful like structures and things.
I think it's a really good thing because you get the blend of the old and the new coming together. I think definitely in the right scenario they can work and complement each other. However, you've got to be careful that they don't kind of take away from one another.
I think it works. I mean, it works on this street.
Do you prefer modern or traditional?
Traditional buildings just got a bit more character.
I think they can work well together if done well, because I feel like also if you're going to replace every traditional like building with something modern, it's just kind of taking away like a bit of like the history.
I think they can coexist, but at a certain point you have to like accept that traditional architecture isn't as effective as modern architecture is anymore.
I think they can coexist. Like modern architecture isn't as interesting as like older ones.
No, I think they can stay as they are. I mean, obviously with like older architecture there's always room for improvement, and I think you can learn and take inspiration from the older buildings and kind of transpose that into more modern architecture. However, I don't think you should be replacing it.
I think they can coexist.
Do you think over time that they should be replaced, or
As long as you can preserve the old buildings, I think they should stay.
I mean, personally, I don't really like that kind of style, but like if it's more like ethical, then like why not?
Well, I think it has its place, but the lack of like decoration can make some cities look really depressing, and the lack of variety in some buildings is just like it's not as creative anymore. Like cities are pretty much all look the same.
I think that's really good for the environment, and it could like help the planet in many ways. Yeah.
and how do you feel about it visually? Like,
Visually, I think it wouldn't really matter because if it was like helping sustain the earth, then I wouldn't care.
In terms of sustainability, if you're going to make it more like urban and current, greener, sustainable, I think that's a good thing. However, if you're going to make it very like basic and boring, then no, I think there should be some personality to the kind of buildings.
I think it can look nicer as long as the design's right.